minutes. Traffic is starting to back up right now in the Rancho Cordova area, starting just after Mayfield Road and continue to stop and go all the way up towards 65th Street. As you're making your way down from the Woodland area, southbound 5, 21 minutes into Sacramento and eastbound 80 Davis to downtown, 17 minutes. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn, double. Cash back from trips, restaurants, all double. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Roy LaMello, KPK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
A very warm and sunny stretch of weather for the next couple of days and dry. We'll see temps around the mid-80s to low 90s pretty much every day this week, and overnight lows will be ranging in the low to mid-50s. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
Currently 57 degrees in Lincoln, 55 degrees in Elk Grove.
All right, time now to get over to Kelly Brothers at Cap Trust and see what's on his mind. Good morning to you, Kelly.
Good morning, Christina. Later on today, we hear from Microsoft and Google. We'll hear what they have to say. First Republic reported yesterday, and they're still not out of the woods. That stock has been down a lot so far today. Let me see. As we look at them, it has been down as much as 28% or so. And they reported that they had, now currently down 27%, but they had reported $100 billion in deposits leaving the bank over the last month. So, other banks are trying to stabilize them. Even the governor says, please don't let another bank fail. But Wall Street, we'll see. Again, banking is in many ways it's a confidence game. When people come in to get their money, if any bank would have in serious difficulties if suddenly a vast majority of their customers wanted their money out at the same time. The GM is going to end production of the Bolt. That will happen this year. This is their first mass market EV. They have other EVs coming online, and they need to clear the manufacturing space for new designs that are yet to come. So the Chevy Bolt will be done away with this year. Let's check the real-time numbers. Dow down 75, 33,800. NASDAQ down 100. The S&P down 28 points, or 2/3 of 1%. Gold down 2. Oil down 2.5%. 10-year bond yield 3.40.
Kelly, many thanks. Appreciate that. Here's Katie O'Neill.
Hi, Christina and Sam. Today we'll hear from Congressman Tom McClintock about a measure that passed the House Judiciary Committee addressing illegal immigration and border security.
All right, Kitty, show begins at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Time now for What Happened on this Tuesday, April 25th. And what do you have?
Well, on this day in the year 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope was deployed into space from Space Shuttle Discovery into orbit.
That's great. That's a great one.
In 1992, Growing Pains aired their final episode.
Really? Okay.
And then released this day in the year 1994. Single album titled Park Life, say 1994.
Oh, very nice. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Climate change prediction.
Oh, okay.
Rip apart our crops and destroy our homes.
All right. Good morning. Okay, and then we're going to talk about financial literacy, too. You know, California has no requirement for financial literacy for our students. None. Zero. Where other states are now teaching their kids about money. And we start making our first decisions about money at 6 years old.
Yeah, so it makes sense that it would be in our schools.
Right. We're going to talk about efforts to get it into our schools.
Listening to Better Sacramento, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM. iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Pioneer Community Energy is your local not-for-profit electricity provider. Since 2018, Pioneer has delivered $40 million in customer savings. Pioneer invests in our community, provides for energy equity, and listens to your needs. While PG&E's electricity bills are going up for reasons beyond our control, most Pioneer customers will save approximately 19% or more each month, an estimated $46 million in savings in 2023. Visit pioneercommunity.org to learn more. That's pioneercommunityenergy.org. Cars issued by Sutton Bank and Silverback Max to VIP
software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use RAM add up to 3.5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding RAM could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join RAM. Just go to ramp.com/free. 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 Everybody knows Jackson's where you go for the best casino action, best food, and best prizes. Zero you think you need to know this month. The best places are at Jackson. Play our Sunday table games extravaganza, and you could win a share of $2,000 in promo chips, 1 to 5 p.m. No yoke. The best place to win is at Jackson. Rewards members can scratch their way to $1,000 cash Wednesdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The best place to celebrate Memorial Day is Jackson. Drive off in a brand new Ford Explorer when playing our Memorial Day drive-away promotion, Monday, May 29th. Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort, located in beautiful Amador County. Is your car still under warranty? No, not anymore. Our mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care. Ox Car Care? Yes, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. E-brake, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotations, and roadside assistance. Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed? Free oil changes, free tire rotations, roadside assistance? Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies. The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now. Call Ox Car Care. 800-296-3315. Ask about senior and military discounts. Ox covers commercial car owners too. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-296-3315. 800-296-3315.
Probably okay. Close to coming by now.
Step out of the car, please.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Bus driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council. What do fans of country music and exclusive deals have in common? A chance to rock out with country's biggest superstars. Get this month's Valpac Blue Envelope for your chance to win a trip to the iHeart Country Festival. Scan the QR code to stream an iHeart Country station. Then listen for details on how to enter the sweepstakes. You can win $100 instantly just by opening your envelope. Head to your mailbox to learn more today. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See specially marked Valpac envelopes or Valpac.com for details. KFBK Sacramento. KFL all times news, traffic, and weather.
KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Time now is 8 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sam Shane.
I'm Christina Mendoza. The Sacramento Kings could be without De'Aaron Fox for their pivotal Game 5 showdown against the Golden State Warriors.
President Biden has released a video this morning. He has announced that he will run for a second term.
And the presidential envoy for climate is making some dire predictions for American farms. Our featured audio clip is what he says climate change will do to the nation's ag industry. Let's get outside and check traffic now with more of the money.
And we're looking at an accident northbound Cap City Freeway right before the merge with I-80. The four-car crash will be blocking some of the lanes there. Traffic is starting to back up behind Watt Avenue. Traffic on the 10 every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. We're in the middle of KBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
On a stretch of very warm weather, starting off with sunshine today, highs 86 to 90. Then we'll see a clear sky overnight, 50 to 54 degrees. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
Currently 57 degrees in Yuba City, 59 degrees in Stockton.
KFBK News Radio.
Sacramento Kings update. The Kings could be without De'Aaron Fox for their pivotal Game 5 against the Warriors tomorrow night in Sacramento. The team says the all-star point guard suffered a fractured left index finger in Game 4 and is listed doubtful for tomorrow's game. Here is iHeart sports anchor Bill Horrenda.
De'Aaron Fox is averaging 32 points in this playoff series with a fracture of the tip of his left index finger, and he's lefty. I'd expect this to go down to a game-time decision, and it really depends upon Fox's pain tolerance, how this finger responds to treatment. This is a tough break, pardon the pun, for Sacramento.
Fox was reportedly injured in the fourth quarter of Game 4, but played through the injury. There is a chance he could play again through the injury if he wears a protective covering. Game 5 is at Golden One Center tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
In addition to that game, the Republic FC continues their U.S. Open Cup run against the Oakland Roots SC at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo tomorrow night. The Republic SC remains unbeaten this season. The winner of Wednesday's Open Cup match will move to the round of 32. The game starts at 7 o'clock.
President Biden released a video earlier this morning announcing he is running for a second term in the White House. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
President Biden is making it official, announcing in a new video focused on defending personal freedom, he's running for a second term in the White House.
The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
The president slams what he calls, quote, MAGA extremists, who he says are lining up to take away Americans' bedrock freedoms. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie says that he intends to be the Republican nominee for president in 2024. Christie has yet to officially announce, but he has recently been touring early primary states. Christie told the Daily Beast that Republicans will lose if Donald Trump wins the nomination, and Christie claims that he is a viable alternative to Trump.
A public health rule that's been used to expedite deportations at the border ends in just over 2 weeks, and there have been predictions of a flood of illegal immigration. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says he believes this is what the Biden administration wants.
For the last few years, they've said there's no crisis, which, belies the truth.
More than 1,000 migrants a day are already crossing the border in Brownsville, Texas, which is on the very southern tip. Paxton says the end of Title 42 is just the latest in a string of moves by the White House to open our borders.
People can just say, I'm here for asylum, and the Biden administration transports them toward the cartels once they get in.
Title 42, the public health policy that quickly expels border crossers, was imposed by then President Donald Trump and continued under President Joe Biden. It will expire May 11th.
Another dire prediction in our featured audio clip now for you at 8 o'clock hour from John Kerry on what climate change will do to our world. John Kerry's official title is Presidential Envoy for Climate. He's also known by many as President Biden's Climate Czar. He recently told MSNBC that in the near future, climate change will cause farm crops to be ripped away and homes to be destroyed, and he predicts that climate change will be one of the top, if not the most important issue in the 2024 presidential election, even though it's not even close to being a top concern for most Americans, according to the most recent polls. This is our featured audio clip for this hour.
It is an existential issue. It is an issue where people today are dying. 15 million a year die because of lack of air quality. 10 million people are dying every year around the world because of extreme heat. It's getting hotter. There are going to be more intensive weather events, and it will cost us an awful lot more money. So as that happens, as people see their farms, the crops ripped away or their homes destroyed, you watch the pressure grow. And I believe we're in a transformational moment. I think this will be one of, if not the, but it'll be one of the top 3 issues in the 24 presidential election. No question in my mind.
Top 3, huh? So let's see, better top economy? Will it top the homeless crisis? Will it top the border crisis? Will it top foreign affairs disasters? Really? The climate change will be the top 3?
They're doubling down on this, and someone who's really angry about it this morning is Senator Joe Manchin.
Oh, right.
Because Senator Joe Manchin agreed to vote for the Inflation Reduction Act, which was that huge spending bill.
Right, it did not reduce inflation.
No.
It actually made inflation a lot worse.
It did. And so he agreed to vote for it. This was the president's thing. He said, I will vote for it. But he wanted some carve-outs or some consideration for oil and gas, the oil and gas industry. And the president promised those.
Right.
And now Joe Manchin says the president has gone back on his word. He's ignoring the text of the Inflation Reduction Act to pursue radical climate agendas.
Right.
And he has said, let me be clear, if this continues, I will do everything in my power to stop him. I will vote to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act.
So John Kerry is picking up where Al Gore left off. And, I mean, at what point, because this message dates back almost decades now about, sea levels rising and cities being swamped and underwater and, things that just never materialized.
Yeah.
At what point do you think that there are going to be folks who will realize that the guy's crying wolf?
And there's
the crops being ripped out and homes destroyed and millions of people dying.
Right.
Armageddon.
Right. I mean, we talked earlier late last week about how much CO2 is actually in the air.
Right. The percentage of CO2 that makes up the atmosphere.
And the amount that humans are causing, which is a fraction of that.
So the environmental experts from the Biden administration were recently testifying at a hearing, and the lowest number they guessed was 5%.
Right.
Some guessed 8%.
Right.
The actual number is 0.04% of CO2 makes up the atmosphere. And these folks were guessing 0.5.
Right. Now, the move to clean energy...
Full on 5%, not 0.55%.
Right. And the Biden administration has used it to justify this, radical turn to green energy. Now, transformation to green energy is great, but you've got to do it in areas where it makes sense. Don't put solar panels in Minnesota. You put them in the desert.
Arizona would make a lot of sense.
Right. Put the wind turbines where they make the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And the doom and gloom messaging, I think is just not going to resonate. I just don't see it carrying the day. But maybe it will. 8:08 the time. Top global and national stories. KFK News Radio live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Singer, actor, and civil rights activist Perry Belafonte has died. Belafonte first achieved stardom with his Banana Boat song from 1956. The album it was on became the first officially certified million-selling album by a solo performer. He was also an actor, but perhaps best known as an activist who once bailed Dr. Martin Luther King out of jail in Alabama. ABC's Trevor.
As one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest confidants, he helped plan the March on Washington in 1963. And even into his 90s, the UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador continued to promote civil rights and peace.
Belafonte was 96. He died at his home in New York City. President Biden announcing in a video message that he is running for a second term. Here's ABC Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. When you look at polling, right, we know that many Democratic voters would actually prefer an alternative candidate. Many have concerns about Joe Biden's age, right? Let's be blunt here. He is the oldest president. He's 80 years old now. He would be 86 by the end of his second term. But despite all those concerns from voters, the president and his team appear to be full steam ahead. And their argument is that in many ways they feel that Joe Biden is the only one that can do what he did in 2020, which is beat Donald Trump. The fighting in Sudan appears to have stopped as of now. 16,000 Americans, however, are still trapped between warring military factions. ABC's James Longman's at the foreign desk.
The United States has brokered a 72-hour ceasefire in Sudan, and despite reports this morning of sporadic gunfire and at least one explosion, it does seem to be holding enough for some people to make it out of the country.
On the way into the courtroom today in New York, E. Jean Carroll hugged her attorneys as her defamation and battery lawsuit against former President Trump goes to the civil trial. The former advice columnist is alleged that Trump raped her in a department store dressing room in the 90s and defamed her when he denied her claim and called her a liar while disparaging her looks. You're listening to ABC News.
8:10 is time. Out on the road we go. Let's check in with Roy.
Victor, heading up towards the airport. Got a little bit of passive slow traffic here, northbound 5. This is right near Highway 99. Actually, the split was 99 to about Metro Air Parkway. Once you get past that, let's get out towards the airport and the Woodland area. Also, as you're getting into the Roseville area, southbound 65 starts slow just before Pleasant Grove Boulevard and continues slow all the way down towards I-80 and then continues slow on I-80 going westbound down towards the Citrus Heights area. That due to an earlier accident that's been cleared off the roadway. Westbound 80 is backed up all the way into 65. Altogether, a 24-minute drive from Roseville to the split. Westbound Cap City Freeway, 18 minutes for traffic slow and go starting at the split all the way down towards the American River. Still got that accident on the eastbound side, actually right before the merge with I-80 on the Cap City Freeway. That's right now in the clearing stages. Traffic is actually recovering through the area. Northbound 5